I'm milling about with Ricky Byrd, who has a fabulous new CD out called Sobering Times. Hi, Ricky.
Hello, how are you?
Ricky, I love this so much. It made me cry. It made me happy. Gorgeous.
Did it make you think also?
Very much so. Very much
Yeah,
so.
because I always tell people that if I make people either laugh, cry, or think, I'm doing my job as a songwriter.
Yeah, it was the trifecta for sure. And it's such a perfect title for the analogy of what we're going through these days. I know there's a lot deeper that we're going to go into, but talk about calling it Sobering Times.
Oh, there's nothing deep about that title. What happened was when it came to like figure out a title. So for the last year, I've been collecting you come up with something, you're walking down the street or wherever. On my phone, there's like 60 titles, and I'm going to say a good 47 of them suck. And the rest were used. Like I would come up with something and then I Google and I go, oh my God, there's like 5 albums with this. So I was really at my wit's end. I was coming up with this bizarre stuff, like really inside stuff. You know how the expression goes, you're playing to the band, like
Yeah.
when you're doing something that's like, and then I was on the phone with somebody and we were talking about what's going on. And I said, man, these are really sobering times. And I just went, well, there's your title, you know, because it has to do with everything. Like like you
Yeah.
really to have enough when you hit a bottom, like addiction, alcoholism, whatever. It has to be major sobering times for you to make that change in your life and what we have going on. So I thought it was a good, all-encompassing title.
Absolutely. Now, has it been, well, first of all, happy anniversary. I think you
Thank you.
celebrated 33 years.
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
Good for you. What do you
As my grandmother used to say, who knew?
Yay, Grandma.
Yeah.
So how did you celebrate, especially now? I mean, I know you can't actually get to a physical meeting.
Well, see that actually today, I do a noon. I'm a strong believer of community support group meetings. I've been going since day one, and I've been saying this for the last 6 months. I've been to more meetings in the last 6 months than I have in the last 20 years. Because I'm usually a 2 meeting a day guy, 2 meeting a week guy, maybe 3. I found somebody asked me to speak at a noon meeting, men's meeting, back in March. Somebody that was on my Facebook page, and I just fell in love with it, and all the people all the guys, and there's a couple of young guys, a couple of newcomers, but a lot of people with 60 years clean and sober, and old cats and young cats, and just really, really cool. And so I've been going almost every day, and it's literally kept me sane through this whole thing.
Yeah, I was going to say it's
As
probably
sane as I can be.
yeah, it's probably very, very, very challenging for straight people, let alone somebody like you who has this, addiction.
Well, I mean, I felt really awful for the people. Well, percentage-wise, I was talking to somebody who's in the recovery world, on the organizational world, and I was told that the uptick in relapse and overdoses is like 35% or something like that. So I could just imagine somebody who's on the edge of on the fence about going into recovery or still out there using. I mean, the thing I remember one night in March when it was really horrible here in New York, sirens going off, all ambulances going by. And I just imagine an addict or an alcoholic like convincing himself it was safe to go out to go buy drugs or booze, in the middle of it where like you didn't know what was going on. You didn't want to be around anybody.
Yeah.
But you tell yourself, no, I'll be back in like 15 minutes or 5 days, whichever one comes first. So I mean, I was grateful that I didn't have those thoughts, and I have a community of people that are all in recovery that we talked about these feelings, and we laughed, we virtually hugged, we talked about what's bothering us. It's cool. I'm lucky that the world is lucky that the Bill W. and Dr. Bob and all those first people came up with this thought to have this one person helping another system.
Now, when you, and I mean this with like so much respect, but when you go to these places with your guitar, do people look at you also as like the rock star who is telling them about recovery?
Well, I don't go to community support group meetings with my guitar. I go to treatment facilities around the country with my guitar, and I lead recovery music groups. So part of me is the part that gets them to listen to me. And I'm a smart guy. Like I use it like yeah, it's the rock guy that comes in with a t-shirt with his tats, and it's like, yeah, man, I know, I get it, you know. But that makes them pick their head up, as opposed to, I mean, it's great to have suits coming in there and therapists and stuff like that, but this opens the window. All I need is to get into your brain and your heart a little bit, and then I got the stuff, I got the songs. I just got you to get you to listen to me. So when I come in there, I open up telling a story or two about, you know, being on the road and what it was like at the beginning when I was trying to get clean. And that makes them listen. Then I hit them with a song. Yeah. And once I hit them with a song, then they're in, because the songs are about them. You know, it's about how they're feeling. So I have a strategy.
It works. So what
Yeah.
are some of the songs from the new album that you've been taking around?
Oh, well, I mean, the germ of every song starts, it's the other way around. I would do the songs in treatment, and if I got the reaction I was looking for, then it would be on the list to do for the record, not the other way around.
Oh.
So, I mean, some of the songs are so rock and roll that I haven't figured out how to do them with an acoustic guitar yet. Like Together is just a giant like Slade song or something. But some of the stuff, like I've done Quitting Time, I've done I Come Back Stronger, I've done For Me, I've done Just Like You. I'm trying to see the set list of the titles. I've done Hear My Song, I've done that. The one that I play on mando guitar.
Beautiful.
And when I say, all right, I want you to sing it, sha la 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 la, I get 70 people start singing.
You got the Billy Niles sha-la-las in there. I know he wasn't part of that one, but.
No, I think actually we might owe that to Sam Cooke, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Professional steal, amateurs borrow.
There you go. There you go. So let's talk about some of the songs.
Okay.
And you did have a stellar band behind you. I think you stole musicians from everybody on this one. Like you got Billy Joel's guy, you got.
Well, Lib is an old friend of mine, so I always get him to play on something.
He was your friend before, Billy.
Yeah, but Steve Holley played on my last two records. He played with Wings and Joe Cocker, and he's also currently, you know, part of the Ian Hunter's Rant Band. If hopefully they go on the road again. I had Jeff Kazee from Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, played keyboards. He's been on all my records. There's another keyboard player, a friend of mine, Andy Burton, who plays with Little Steven, Disciples of Soul, but he was out with them when I was doing this. So he played on one thing, but I didn't wind up using that song, unfortunately. I have Bob Stander, my co-producer, plays bass because he's a fabulous musician. So he just plays bass. And I had Christine Ullman from the Beehive Queen sang backgrounds with me on some of the stuff. A lot of the backgrounds I did by myself because I find it quicker and also I know exactly what I want to hear. But Christine came in on one day with Jeff Kazee and they sang backgrounds on a few songs. And who else? That's pretty much. Oh, Rich Pagano from the Fab Four.
On the drums. You had a lot of cool drummers on this.
Yeah, I wanted to use some of my friends on this one. And I also, and Tommy Price played on two songs. My old bandmate from the Blackhearts, the late 80s version of the Blackhearts. He played on Together, the big glam song, because I knew he'd be perfect for it. And he played on my cover of Merle Haggard's The Bottle Let Me Down.
Talking about your recovery and how far you've come, you call yourself a recovery troubadour, which I love. It's so wonderful to say that. What do you feel has been the most rewarding part of this journey for you?
So I'm friends with Dion, right? So we were just talking about that, and we were talking about success. You know, what success means now. And I said, success to me is when I put these records out and I get somebody that finds me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter and writes me and says, I just listened to your new music. I'm in recovery or I'm struggling, and you helped me have a better day today and help me stay clean. That's all I got.
That's it.
That's success. Hey, it's nice to sell some records too, but you know, that is like the big picture of like, I'm helping other people, which you do in recovery anyway. But I found a way to mix, music and as I write now, I started signing stuff and I started saying, with words and music, we press on and pass it on.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know, are you familiar with Dax Shepard and his podcast?
I just was reading about that.
You heard about it, and
Yeah.
what a brave thing to tell everybody that he slipped.
Yeah, that's major that he came out and said that. And you know what, dude? Dude.
You can call me dude. It's okay.
Okay. Lady dude.
Lady.
Dude looks like a lady. We're only human, and shit happens. How's that? Like, if what I read was true, he had medical issues. He got hooked on opioids. He hurt his hand or something. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that in treatment from people, how they got hooked on opioids, and they weren't even addicts or anything. They didn't even have the predisposition. They were like high school football players, and they back up in a doctor because they were freely. It's tightened up a little bit. They were just giving out. That's the first thing. It's like, take this. It'll make the pain go away. It doesn't take long to get mentally and physically reliant on them. And it tricks your body into thinking that, even when the pain, when you injure yourself, the pain eventually subsides. Most injuries. Well, it tricks you into thinking you're still in pain, so you keep taking it. And then you have to keep taking more because your body builds up a resistance to it, tolerance. So, and then, you just take one at the wrong time and you don't wake up. So when I read his thing, it was, I'd love to contact him and say, hey man, you're alive, man. So that's it. Just get back on the horse, bro. You didn't lose anything. And the ticket is right now, what he needs to do is like make believe you're a major league pitcher playing in the World Series, and keep your head down and throw strikes and ignore the crowd noise. Because there are going to be people saying, well, I guess recovery doesn't work, or you take your eye off the ball. It's a cunning, insidious, sneaky disease. So you start taking pain meds for the right reasons, because we're not martyrs. We don't want to be in pain. But then you start finagling. Like somebody was telling me the same that we were talking, not about that, but they were saying, he had surgery. He gave his wife the pills to dole out to him. And when she wasn't around, he went in her pocketbook, emptied the pills, took them, and then replaced them with like pills that looked exactly the same, like aspirin, whatever it was that he found. That's the mind of addiction, right?
Yeah.
So it's not surprising because and oxy is awful. And he was brave to come out and say, so he did everything right. He came out and said, listen, I slipped, it was me that slipped, it has nothing to do with recovery, my bad, and now I'm back. So yeah, good for him.
Yeah, I know a friend helped you, like reached out to you. So do you sometimes feel like you want to help people that you see doing this kind of stuff, or you stay away until they reach out?
That's a good question, because I try not to, I'm not the drug and alcohol police. This is my thing that I'm, my issue. If somebody reaches out, I can't tell you. Well, first of all, I put myself out there because on Facebook or everybody knows I'm clean and sober. I don't talk publicly about my means. That's a private issue of how I stay clean and sober. I love community support group meetings, 12-step spiritual programs, fabulous. But that's it I'll talk about. But I'm sorry, I wrote on, when this started on Facebook and somewhere, Twitter maybe too, I wrote, hey man, everybody knows my stuff, like what I do. Like if anybody's struggling out there, just PM me, man. You want to have a chat? I'm here. And also I got certified. I went to school 2 years ago. So I'm certified as a recovery coach, which I haven't put to really work yet, and a drug and alcohol counselor in training. As they say, I need X amount of hours, which I'll be 80 by the time I get them if this keeps going. But I did work for a couple of months in a place in Staten Island. It was great, called Christopher's Reason. And I love being a counselor.
Oh, I bet you're so good at it too.
The rock counselor. But hopefully I get to do that. I mean, I'd actually get completely certified, not certifiable. I'm already certifiable, but so I put it out there. If anybody wants to talk or chat, you could find, I'm easy to find. And as far as reading like his Dax Shepard's thing, it's like, yeah, man, I'd love to talk to him. Like, why? Because, and this is what I did a couple of things with Music Cares. I did a couple of groups with newcomers that are in the music business, songwriters and artists that are having trouble finding their voice sober. So I did these groups. It was cool. I did like 3 of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, and then this happened. And we'd sit around and they play me something. They play, oh, that's great, man. You should, keep writing it. We would talk, and I have a lot of experience in this. I thought I would be really good as a counselor in the entertainment world of some sort. Why? Because I know what it's like to be on tours as a maniac, and what it's like to be on tours clean and sober. I know what it's like to try to be edgy and write good songs when you're clean and sober, and your brain is telling you, you'll never write a rock and roll song again. Well, that's not true. I've proved that. And all of the stuff that goes along with being in the entertainment business, the rejection. How do you deal with all this stuff and still remain and not pick up a drink or a drug to numb your feelings? So like if everything, once things get back to normal, I would like to aim. I mean, I've made phone calls to people. I think some people just think like, well, he's like a rock guy, and he's like in the rock hall and stuff. Why would he want to work here? Why would he be like and that's like nonsense. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, I do. And I think
is he serious, or is he gonna like leave and go on the road or something? No, I'm not going anywhere.
No, I think it's a great idea, Ricky. And I think, because we do idolize our celebrities and we idolize our rock stars, I think what you say carries like 50 times more weight, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, I just have experience, so I could tell them what it was like and what it's like now and how I got here. I did get one call when somebody said, oh, we're in the studio in Manhattan, we're recording an album, and so-and-so's new in recovery, can you come? I happened to be out of town at the time, and just hang out with them and sort of keep them on I would love to do stuff like that. I think that's where my best work could be. But I loved working in a regular treatment facility. I thought it was really cool, and I was good. I loved doing the groups, one-on-one, it's like being a weird version of Bob Newhart when he was a psychiatrist on the show.
You're like part psychiatrist, part drug counselor.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Yes.
So it's cool, man.
So I love the fact that your daughter, Frankie, who must be like 40 now, I think I met her when she was
40.
5. No, I'm only kidding.
She's 19.
She's 19. She did the cover of your new album.
Well, she did Clean Getaway too. Yeah. Obviously we put the car in there, but she did the part with me. But so we finished. I did this all half-assed and backwards. We finished the record. I had to finish some of the tweaking and mixing and mastering part by phone, which is great technology now, where I could listen to him mastering in real time, which is really cool. And we got to the point of like, oh man, what are we gonna do for a cover? And Frankie takes great shots. So we came down here to the basement. We came down to the basement. Like as I was saying before we started, I have my Amazon purple tablecloth I got when I first started, this pandemic started, because I wanted to do some live stuff, which I never actually did. I've done a couple of recovery events from down here, which were cool. That I'd be in like, in a big hotel conference room with 2,000 people. I did on here, which was cool. So she came down, we took some pictures. That was the back cover. So that's the back cover. And then I said, let's go take some pictures outside. And she said, let's go down to Long Island City. which is like a whole freaking different world that I remember it now.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. We went down there, we were right by the water where she goes with her friends, and she took these photos, and there's like, 100 of them. And that one, I look like, there were some that I looked better looking, like, like if you were like doing it like that. But I just looked at it and I went, wow, man, I just look like a rock dude, like rugged and like, I've been a road dog, and like, I got the city behind me, and, I'm making the rock face, guitar face, and I'm wearing my Bronx shirt. So,
I
because I grew
know.
up in the Bronx.
And I had a Brooklyn t-shirt and I couldn't find it anywhere that I wanted to wear today, and it's gone forever. But I think, was that an homage to the John Lennon shot where he's wearing the New York City t-shirt?
I mean, some people have said that after the fact. I wasn't thinking of it then. I just I knew no matter what I did, I wanted to wear my Bronx shirt, because it's like, and because of what we were going through.
Right.
I was like, New York strong, baby. Like, you people, the rest of the country are talking trash about New York, and I'm like, no, baby, Bronx, New York, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan. And I just wanted to, I don't know if I'm going to do another record, who the hell knows, but I wanted that thing. And it makes a great t-shirt.
Yes.
Like, everybody's going, hey man, do you have t-shirts with that picture? I'd love one. I'm like, no, but I will. Now that you said that.
I want one.
Yeah.
It's a nice little side thing to do for now.
Yeah, I love t-shirts. It's good advertising for the record.
Yes, absolutely. So speaking of strong, I would love you to play us I Come Back Stronger.
So the album is now out. I call it an album. I call it a record. I don't really care what anybody calls it. It's a record, right?
Oh yeah, so, it'll always be a record forever.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Here's my 1969 Gibson Hummingbird. So for right now, you can go on rickybyrd.com, RICKYBYRD.com, and you could get different variables of whatever. You could get a digital downloadable. You could get a regular copy. You can get signed copy. You could get a package that has handwritten lyrics, with a guitar pick and some stickers and a signed photo or whatever. And at the last minute, like I mentioned before, we did this backwards, or I did this backwards. We're working out the details of a proper distribution deal for physical and digital. So it'll be in all the stores, regular stores whenever they open up again. Well, maybe some of them are open. As everybody's saying, it was record day or whatever they call that.
All right.
Okay, so this is called I Come Back Stronger. And I'm looking that way because the lyrics are up there and I can't remember anything anymore. Yes, I'm like Frank Sinatra with the teleprompter. Does that sound okay?
Sounds beautiful.
Okay. Life is a lesson we all live and learn every day. All the ups and the downs and the roadblocks that get in the way. Trying to find myself, I got bruised and hurt, but I survived it all. And it made me the person that I am today. Every time I fall, I come back stronger. I come back stronger. I come back stronger. I was broken once, but not any longer. When life hands you keys that just won't open up any doors, and you're stuck in a rut feeling desperate down to the core, it's the faith you find along the way that always gets you through. I face my fears 1,000 times. Every time I do, I come back stronger. I come back stronger. I come back stronger. I was hopeless once, but not any longer. With nothing to lose, I took a shot in the dark. I asked for a moment of grace, and from a glimmer of light, the truth came alive. I got this feeling inside, everything's gonna be alright. Well, I come back stronger. I come back stronger. I come back stronger. I was broken once, but not any longer. I come back stronger. I come back stronger. I was hopeless once, but not any longer.
Beautiful, Ricky Byrd.
I lost one of my earphones during that, my earbuds.
Ricky, stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Give my love to Carol and Frankie, and we're going to have another dinner party here soon.
Yay. All right. Thank you so much for chatting with me. Sobering times, baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Check out the record.
All right.
All right. Take care. Thanks again.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
I'm gonna go lay on the couch now. Watch some afternoon TV.
Sounds good.
See you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, life is good. It's getting better like I heard it would. It sure ain't perfect, but it beats how it would. That's right. Enough was enough. Now life is good.
Always news. Always refreshing. Always candid. Always milling about. Robin Milling delivers what celebrities are saying to you.